everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lorraine Rose, and if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It means so much. For today's video, we're going to be making over my friend's pantry. So my friend is a stay-at-home mom. She has 4 children, and the last thing that she's probably thinking about is organizing her pantry space. And so I asked her if I could come over and just organize her pantry space for her because I just have such a heart for moms. I have such a heart for women, and just coming under them in any way that I can, bringing my skills with me and helping them enjoy their home and enjoy their life just a little bit more. So yes. For my friend's pantry, she really did not have any organizing bins or storage within her pantry space. And so it was kind of like starting with a blank canvas. So I asked her what her budget was, so that way I could kind of purchase some things to make her space a little bit more organized. And so she said she had a budget of $60, which I thought was so awesome because, as so many of you know, to take $60 and go to a store like Target to get organizing things for your pantry, it's probably going to get you like 4 glass jars. Like, it's not going to take you that far. That's not a huge budget, you know? So I saw that as a really great challenge, and also really attainable for so many other women out there who don't have hundreds of dollars, like I said, to go spend on remodeling or making over, organizing specific spaces in your home. So what I did, and this is what I would suggest for you to do first, is I talked to my friend about a specific color palette. I told her, I said, in my home, in my pantry, in my closet spaces, every area in my home that has organization in it, I only go off of 3 different color palettes, and that's clear or glass containers, white, so white storage bins, white baskets, and wicker, so any kind of wicker basket. I like that color palette because all of those things are easily accessible. So many different stores carry those items, so that way I don't feel like I have to organize one space all at once. I can do it slowly and build upon it within that color palette, and that way everything is still cohesive and it matches. And so I asked her if I could do that same color palette in her home, and she said yes, of course. She was super sweet. She just gave me free reign. So that's the first thing I would say. And then the next thing I would say for you to do is kind of look at your pantry space, look at the items you have, think about how you want to store those items, what things you need. And if you have a big pantry space like my friend had, you're probably gonna try to find some bigger storage bins to house things in. And so after you've kind of figured that out and you have kind of an idea of what kind of storage bins you want to get, which hopefully I'll be able to give you some great ideas in this video, you want to go ahead and hit up as many thrift stores as you can. I think I went to 7 different thrift stores in a matter of a week and a half. And so take time, grab yourself a drink, a coffee or tea or whatever it is you enjoy, and go thrift shopping and take your time. And then the next thing I did was I purchased a label maker. Now that was not within the budget. I will link this label maker down below. It's super inexpensive. I just gifted it to her. I feel like when things are labeled, it makes it that much more aesthetically pleasing. It makes it easier, especially since she has little babies. When they go in the pantry, they can see the label. Okay, here's what's in here, here's what's in here, which is probably not always a good thing, but it is super helpful. Like, oh, snacks, I'll have that, Mom. Oh my goodness. So then once I had all of the items, I went to Tina's house. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all of the items that I purchased in this clip here.
Here is the first basket I purchased for $2.99. This is where I ended up housing her label maker that I purchased for her with her cartridges. And this basket was great because it was so clean on the inside. There were no stains. And then I found a smaller basket with a lid, and this is where I housed all of her chip clips. It's nice to have chip clips easily accessible in your pantry, so I thought this was the perfect find, and it was only $3.25. And then I found this basket for $2.99. I thought this basket was so pretty with the rounded handles, so I made sure to look for other baskets with rounded handles as well, so that way they all flowed really nicely together. And when you're using baskets, it's really okay that they have different textures and materials. That's the beauty about having wicker baskets as one of your color palettes. You can really shop anywhere for them. And this basket was only $2.99. I thought this was so beautiful. I ended up housing her tea in it, but I will link a tea storage box down in the description box below for you. And it was neat because as I was reorganizing her pantry for her, I thought, wow, a tea box would be a great gift for my friend later on. Doing things like this for your friends helps you to learn your friends more, and it actually helps you think about what kind of gifts to get them later on. But for now, this is what we use to house her tea in, but she can use it for fruit later on if she wants to. This wicker basket was wonderful because it was so large, it had a lid on it, and my friend had been buying some bulk food items, so we were able to house her coffee bags that she had been buying in this basket, and it was only $3. And this little basket was only $1, and it had the cute rounded handles, so I snatched it up. It's nice to have a variety of sizes because some pantry items are smaller, so I think a few small baskets are a good idea. This is the last basket I got, and it was only $2, and once again it had the rounded handles, so I knew all of these baskets would do really well together. And then I was able to find 3 of these large white bins for $3 a piece at Goodwill. They felt so heavy duty, like something you would get at the Container Store, so I snatched these up. I was so excited about these because I knew they would house some of the bigger canned food and jar items as well. And I also later on bought some Walmart bins. They're $2 a piece, and I bought 4 of those, so you'll see those later on. And this is the label maker that I gifted my friend with. It's super retro and cute, and I will link it down below for you. And then I also found these quart-size mason jars at a discount store for $4 for a box of 6. Later on, we did find out why they were only $4 a piece. And that's because they didn't come with any lids. So we did have to order some lids, but it actually kind of worked out because the lids that I ordered were white plastic, so they're not going to rest like the metal ones do. And I will link those down below for you.
All right, once I got to Tina's house, the first thing that I had her actually help me with, because she did want to help, is empty out the pantry completely. So that's what we did. We just took everything out of the pantry and we laid it out all on her kitchen countertops. And then what I had Tina do next, because she was still able to help me at that point. So basically I had her spray all of the shelves. I had her scrub them and wipe them down. I had her wipe down the walls and the baseboards. I even had her scrub and wipe down the door of the pantry, and then she swept, and ooh, that made such a difference alone. And while she was doing that, I started kind of going through all of her food items and consolidating them into different jars and baskets, and just kind of figuring out where I wanted everything. And then items that were expired, obviously we threw away, and there were certain things that, you know, were just kind of miscellaneous items, not necessarily pantry items, so we were able to put that in a separate pile. But that's what I would recommend for you to do next. And then after that, she actually had to run some errands, and so I got to do the fun part of organizing everything back into our pantry. So yeah, that's it.
Here is what the pantry looked like after I was done organizing everything back into it. She did want as many things up off of the floor as possible, so I think we were able to achieve that look by placing some of the bigger items on the top shelf, as you see here. And I also went ahead and housed her knives on the top shelf as well, that way her kids couldn't get into them. I was able to house a lot of the food items in these glass mason jars we got, and like I said before, they didn't come with lids, so we ordered those right away and she was able to add those to the top and they look so beautiful. And having everything labeled in clear jars makes it so easy to see everything that's going on as well. I also went ahead and took some of the stickers off of her glass jars using rubbing alcohol that had oil and balsamic vinegar in them, and I was able to label all of those. So that looks really pretty now. It's kind of like a little decor moment in her pantry. And we were able to use the 4 bins that I got from Walmart to house a lot of her canned goods in, which was really nice. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we are able to use this small basket that has all of her chip clips in it, so that was really nice. And then we used this basket to house some of her emergencies and little water packets in, and then in these 2 baskets we just housed the overflow canned goods and the overflow of oil and vinegars. And on the next shelf, I was able to house her tea, her coffee, and her bags of coffee in that large basket. And on this next shelf, I was able to use the 3 large bins that I got at Goodwill to house her pastas, her kids' snacks, and miscellaneous items. For this shelf, she keeps some of her kids' pencils and crayons and scissors in this bin here, so I was able to put new labels on those. I was also able to house all of her husband's spices that he likes to use when he grills into baskets also, just to make it easier for him to access all of his grilling seasonings easily. And I was able to reuse some of her food storage containers that she already had. We just took the food labels off of the front and labeled them. And I went ahead and put the rest of her husband's grilling tools behind his spices here. And then, like I said, we only had to house a few things on the floor, but it looked so much better than it did before. We were able to also hang up her grocery bags and her husband's grilling tools on the rack that she had in her pantry. So before we end this video, I'm going to give you just a quick before and after, just to kind of give you a little overview of how good it looks now.
Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, I hope it was inspiring, I hope it was motivating, and also one last thing, don't feel like you have to tackle all of your spaces all at one time. What I like to do is I like to say, okay, I'm gonna take the next 2 weeks and I'm gonna really deep clean and declutter and reorganize this one closet space in my home. Give yourself realistic timelines because you still have to live life. You still have to tend to your children if you have children, tend to your husband if you have a husband, tend to your home, cultivate relationships outside of the home. Like there's still so many things you have to do, or if you're a working mom or just a working lady or a college student, like you have a life, outside of your home. And so you have to be realistic about that, and also be realistic about the fact that not everybody has hundreds of dollars to make their home look Pinterest worthy. Some of us have to start small and build upon that. So I hope I was able to give you some great tips and great encouragement. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe. Seriously, it means so much to me. And also, I love reading y'all's comments, so please leave a comment down below. And until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye.